this is going to be some particle moving along some function, x times y equals 15. So it's moving along that curve. Okay, so the particle is changing its position along x, and it's changing its position along y as it moves along this curve. This curve looks like, let's say, like this, right? And the particle is just going to move along this curve over time. Okay, so you want to think of this curve like a track, and these rates, right, this x and this y values are going to be changing as time goes on. Now, it could be moving along this curve in a very strange way. It could go down and then it could come up and then it could go back and forth, but it's moving along this hyperbola. Now, it says that at a certain instant x equals 3 and dx dt, so the rate at which it's changing in the x direction. So if I were to mark off like how it's moving in the x direction, it's moving here and then it moves along the x direction and it could move back and forth, and this would correspond to where its position along x would be changing. Now, which of the following true is about y at this instant? This is simple. All you have to do in this case is just understand that you can differentiate this relationship with respect to time. So this is the hyperbola. You could differentiate this with respect to time. It's product rule. X times y. The derivative of x with respect to time is dx dt. By product rule, you have to multiply by y plus the derivative of y with respect to time is dy dt times x equals the derivative of constant with respect to time is 0. And now you're given added information. You're given that x is 3 and dx dt is 6. So you have y plus dy dt, dx dt is 6 plus y plus dy dt you don't know, and then x is 3 equals 0. Now, if you notice, it's asking us what is true about y at this instant. It's asking us y is decreasing, increasing, decreasing, increasing. Which one is the correct answer? It's always asking us essentially the rate of change of y, dy dt. That's what it wants to know. It wants to know dy dt. But if you look at this, we still need another missing component here. We need y. But we know that if x is 3, we could solve for what y is. If x is 3, y must be 5 in order to keep this relationship true. So I have 30 plus dy dt times 3 equals 0. And then I minus 30 on both sides. And then I divide by 3. And I get that dy dt, the y value, is decreasing at 10 units per second. Negative means decreasing. The rate at which y is changing is decreasing. So it's decreasing by 10 units per second. Yes, this is the correct answer.